So, someone hears I have MS and blurts something wild.
How long do you have?
Wait, what? Then the classic, but you don't look sick. Cool, I must have left my official sick person costume at home. People ask weird stuff because discomfort plus curiosity equals mouth moves before brain. It happens. MS is messy. Folks try to fit it in a neat box. You don't have to be the label. Here's the plan. You'll get quick, real, usable lines to keep your privacy, steer the chat, maybe land a laugh. We're not building walls, just clear gates. Protect your energy, stay human, stick with me. By the end, you'll have words, boundaries, and confidence for the next bizarre question. Let's do this. So why do people say these things? Why does your revelation that you have an autoimmune disease suddenly turn a perfectly normal person into an investigative journalist? A medical expert? A pop philosopher? It boils down to two things: discomfort, curiosity. That's it. People do not like not knowing. The human brain craves order. It wants to take a messy, unpredictable thing like MS and shove it into a neat little box with a clear label. MS doesn't fit in the box. It's got weird angles. It changes shape. It refuses to be categorized next to the flu or a broken leg. When people hear words like autoimmune or neurological, a little alarm goes off. It's the "I don't understand this and it sounds scary" alarm. And when that alarm hits, mouths start before brains. It's a human glitch. Think of a party. Someone hands you a strange, wobbly object. You poke it, ask, "What is this? What does it do? Is it fragile?" Most people mean well. They're just trying to build a frame around something messy. You get to set the pace for that conversation. All right, let's get into the first category of awkward questions. I call this one the medical interrogation. This is the person who, upon hearing you have MS, instantly transforms into a seasoned neurologist with an invisible clipboard. Their eyes narrow with focus. Their tone becomes clinical. And they start firing off questions like they're preparing for grand rounds. So what type of MS is it? Relapsing remitting? Primary progressive? What medications are you taking? Have you had a recent MRI? What did the lesions look like? Did they find any in your cervical spine? Whoa, slow down there, Dr. House. Are you going to bill my insurance for this conversation? So how do you handle the medical interrogation? You are not obligated to give anyone a lesson in neurology. You can create a boundary with a simple, clean sentence. Try something like, "That's a bit more personal than I'm comfortable sharing." Or, "I prefer to keep my medical details between me and my doctor." My personal favorite, delivered with a calm smile, is, "Oh, I don't really talk about the specifics." It's not rude. It's not aggressive. It's just a clear, unmistakable line in the sand. The beautiful thing about these phrases is that they end the line of questioning without ending the conversation. After you say it, you can immediately pivot to something else. You've protected your privacy, maintained your composure, and gracefully moved on. Next up, we have the minimizers. These are the people who, in an attempt to be comforting, end up making you feel like your experience isn't a big deal. They are the champions of the silver lining Olympics. They'll hit you with lines like, "Well, at least it's not cancer." Or the classic, "My aunt's cousin's dog walker had MS, and she's totally fine. She runs marathons." You're so lucky they caught it early. Or, "Well, it could be worse." A little humor can be your best friend when dealing with a minimizer. When someone hits me with an unhelpful comparison, I like to smile and say, "Ah yes, welcome to the misery hierarchy. Where do I rank today?" It's disarming and gently points out the absurdity of comparing struggles. After the joke lands, you can follow up with a soft correction. Something like, "I know you mean well, but every person's experience with this is so different." Or more directly, "That kind of comparison isn't really helpful for me, but I appreciate you trying to be supportive." Now for a category that has exploded in the age of the internet, the DIY doctors. These are the well-meaning but often overwhelming people who come armed with a cure they found on the internet. They just, have to share it with you. It could be a special diet, a rare herb from a remote mountain, a series of TikTok videos from a wellness influencer, or a supplement they saw advertised on a podcast. They approach you with the urgency of someone who has just discovered the secret to eternal life and has chosen you as their first disciple.
Have you tried cutting out gluten, dairy, nightshades, joy?
These people genuinely believe they are helping. They've stumbled upon some information and, out of a sincere desire to ease your suffering, they feel compelled to pass it on. The problem is, it can feel incredibly dismissive. In one of my sketches, I would dress up as a guru and say, with intense sincerity, "Have you considered Just healing your nervous system with positive vibes? My strategy for the DIY doctor is what I call the calm, grateful redirect. You don't need to get into a scientific debate about the merits of turmeric or the keto diet in the middle of a party. It's a waste of your precious energy. Instead, start with a simple, disarming thank you. Wow, thanks so much for thinking of me. This validates their effort and immediately lowers their defenses. They feel heard and appreciated. Then, you gently redirect the conversation and take back control. After the thank you, you can say, "I'll definitely keep that in mind," or the very useful, "I'll be sure to run that by my medical team." This phrase is brilliant because it's non-committal, it reinforces that you have experts managing your care, and it effectively ends that line of discussion. You're not promising to try their magical celery juice cleanse, you're just acknowledging their suggestion and filing it away. This allows you to exit the conversation gracefully without having to debunk their theories or defend your own treatment plan. Thank you, redirect, and move on. This next part feels heavier. These are the existential questions. Are you scared? Will you need a wheelchair? Is your life going to be shorter? They don't come from nosiness, they come from fear. Sometimes theirs, sometimes ours. Rule of thumb: you decide whether you have the energy to go there. If yes, keep it honest and small. That's a hard question. I try to focus on living well today. With someone you trust. Yes, sometimes I do get scared. Then guide the support. When I feel that way, the best thing you can do is just listen. If you don't have the energy, set a boundary. I'm not up for that conversation right now. Both choices are valid. Your energy, your terms. This is honest. It acknowledges the difficulty. And it also states your coping strategy, a boundary in itself. You're saying, "I'm not going to spiral into future tripping with you right now." It's a powerful, self-protective stance. Sometimes with someone you trust, the answer can be simple, vulnerable honesty. A quiet, "Yes, sometimes I do get scared." That's it. You don't need to elaborate. That simple admission can be a profound moment of connection. It shows your journey isn't simple and that their concern is seen. But you can also follow it up with a gentle request. When I feel that way, the best thing you can do is just listen. You are being honest about your fear while also teaching them exactly how to support you. We've seen the questions. How do you answer? It depends on the person, the setting, and your energy. You choose. The educator: calm, factual, brief. One piece of information, then stop. For example, "It's an autoimmune condition affecting the central nervous system. My doctors and I have a plan." Then pivot. "Anyway, how about that local sports team?" Next, the deflector. Use humor to sidestep, then redirect. "Ask about cost?" "You'd have to ask my bank account, it's very dramatic." Then pivot. "So, how was your weekend?" Style 3, the boundary setter. Direct, firm, polite. Use it when your energy is low or a question feels invasive. Say, "I'd rather not get into that right now," or "That's a private topic for me." Preference, not attack. Pick the tool that fits the moment. You're in control. Finally, the honest moment. Save for those who've earned your trust: close friends, your family, your partner. Let the guard down and share something real. Not medical data, emotional truth. "Honestly, today is a hard day, and I'm feeling pretty tired. I'm scared sometimes, and what I really need in those moments is a hug, not advice." Under most awkward questions, there's a quieter one hiding underneath. It's the subtext: "How should I treat you now?" Quick reminder: your job isn't making others comfortable. It's protecting your energy, your privacy, and your peace. So answer the question behind the question, with short, kind boundaries. "I'm still the same person, and I'll let you know if I need help. I'm doing okay right now. Thanks for asking. Please don't worry. My doctors and I are on top of it." Simple replies reset the conversation. You'll guide what happens next. So, after all this, what's the big secret? How do I really handle the endless stream of awkward questions about my MS? The big reveal is, there is no single magic answer. The secret is having a plan. It's not about memorizing the perfect line for every scenario. It's about knowing I have choices. I consciously and deliberately choose my response style based on the situation and my internal weather report. I don't react, I respond. That shift changed everything. My strategy starts with self-awareness. Quick internal check-in before I speak. What's my energy level today? Feeling robust and patient? Feeling frayed and tired? Do I have the capacity to educate, or do I need a firm boundary? The answer determines everything. If I'm feeling good, I might be the educator, or I might use humor as the deflector. If I'm running on fumes, the boundary setter, no guilt. Humor is a huge part of my toolkit. Humor as my shield. Humor as my sword. A well-placed joke diffuses tension and reminds everyone we're just people talking. It creates levity so I can set a boundary without it getting heavy. It signals, this topic is a bit much right now, let's go back to normal. But I also give myself permission to be honest when it's deserved. Vulnerability, used selectively, is strength. Most crucial, what happens after the conversation? I give myself permission to rest. Navigating these interactions takes energy, even when it goes well. Tell yourself, I handled that. I did what I could. Now I can let it go. Don't replay it in your head. Don't second-guess your tone or jokes. You showed up and protected your space. That's enough. Awkward questions don't define your day. Your choices do. We're at the finish line. Remember this most of all. You are the boss of your energy and the gatekeeper of your story. On tough days, use the pocket line. I appreciate your curiosity, but that's not something I discuss. Kind, clear, final. If you're living with MS or any chronic illness, be gentle with yourself. You're allowed to be tired. You're allowed to skip the lesson. You don't owe anyone a TED Talk. And if you love someone with MS, trade fixes for presence. Start with, I'm here for you. Then ask, how can I best support you right now? Then listen. I'd love to hear your stories. Share the weirdest or most awkward question you've gotten in the comments. If this helped, tap like and consider subscribing. Curiosity is human. Your energy is sacred. Protect it.